expand on what's something that every aspiring law student should know, or any advice that you could give to our students right now?
Like I said, we do like talking a lot. We like talking a lot about ourselves, what we do. Same thing with attorneys as well. I mean, if you want to meet with attorneys to find out what field you want to go into, just send them an email. And 99% of the time, they will meet with you for coffee, and you can ask them pretty much anything. I mean, like I said, feel free to ask for our email addresses and phone numbers, and we'll be happy to meet up with you for coffee or lunch. Just remember, we are broke, so no fancy places. Double H fine with me. And you can ask any question that you want, even if it's through a support system, even if it's what classes do you like, what do you think about law school? I mean, when I first got here, nobody told me about the curve. And I saw a lot of my friends just being dropped after the first semester and second semester of law school. At least 20 of my friends were disqualified from law school because they couldn't get a C+ average. It's very, very hard to get a curve and to get a B in law school. So I mean, that would be my advice.
So I already kind of touched on this, but you know, be able to say no, don't overload yourself, and also be nice to your peers. This is something that another attorney told me, that when you go to law school, it's very competitive, and you're going to be studying really hard. Just that, be careful, be nice and considerate of your peer members, because you're going to be working together with them once you graduate, and you don't know that if, for example, you do something that was bad, that they're going to remember that. And when you go and later on and they're in some successful, place in life, and you need something from them, they're not going to give it to you. So just overall, I think it's a good thing. Just be nice and considerate to your fellow friends and peers.
I think for me, when I said that my highest moment was my 1L year at the end of the exam, one of the reasons for that is your support system, and your support system in law school is your colleagues. I think you can ask Leo and Kim. In your 1L year, you're really close to your classmates. So, my advice would be that, while you are graded against each other, while there is a curve in that, you only do yourself a disservice by trying to be that person that wants to outdo everybody. You get better by making everybody else better. If you go through this race in life that you want to just get ahead of everybody at the expense of bringing other people down, it doesn't help you succeed in life. So, in my 1L year, our goal was always to, we hung out. Everybody needed help with something, we'd help them. It wasn't about, I'm going to do better than you at your expense. If you don't know it, I'm not going to help you. And it goes, in the larger context of, these are going to be your colleagues when you graduate. These are going to be people in the legal field. While they're your friends now, these could be your future employers. These are going to be people that you work for, that you are going to build relationships with. So don't burn the bridges at the expense of doing better than others because other people, you want to bring somebody else down. So always keep that in mind, that you want to be very collegial to your colleagues and that you want to help each other do better.
I have a couple things. Firstly, don't go to law school without experience. First, what I mean by that is shadow people who are in law school. All of us, I'm sure there's a bunch of law students who are very easy to connect with out there. Shadow someone, just sit in on 1 or 2 classes, see if you enjoy it. Secondly, look for internships at law firms before you get into law school. See if you can maybe shadow a public defender or intern with them for a quarter or a semester while you're in undergrad, or take a year off between undergrad and law school and take some time to intern at a law firm or at a tech company, somewhere where you can get some legal training and experience before entering school. Another thing is, when you're doing your applications, write as many essays as possible. So everyone, no matter what your skin color is allowed to write a diversity statement. You have a personal statement, a diversity statement, and an addendum. You need to write all 3. Just write all 3. The more essays, the better. That's the advice I got, and I think it really helped me and a lot of my friends to have the extra essay. And when you're having an essay being written, don't just submit it. Make sure you have at least 5 people review that essay. And I definitely think it's really worthwhile to include as much material as possible with your application.
My advice is just be confident in who you are. Don't be cocky, but have confidence in what your abilities are, and just go with your gut. Trust your instincts, whether that's choosing whether or not to go to law school or just everyday life. Just always have confidence in the person that you are. No one knows you better than you. So and another thing, just a specific thing, is what before I started law school, I wrote a letter to myself so that I could always remember where my mindset was before I started school, because this is like a full immersion when you start law school. So maybe consider doing that. Write a letter to yourself just to get your thoughts on paper and see where you were at that point in your life. And it doesn't have to be just for law school, just for anything that you do, any major decision that you make in your life. But yeah, my ultimate advice is just for law school and for everything, just be confident. Be confident in who you are, and don't be afraid to let others know what you're capable of.
Thank you, everyone. So we're going to open up this part of the panel to you guys. If you have any questions that you want to ask